The British royal family is like any other. They each have dark secrets and realities that they would rather keep hidden from the general public.
Here are some royal family secrets that were hidden from the public. Queen Elizabeth II had a spy in her inner circle. Queen Liz was a different kind of royal. I mean, who else has their own personal spy? I'm not even joking. Let me tell you how it happened. The royal household, known for its formality and tight-knit security, once harbored a dark secret within its ranks. Anthony Blunt, an esteemed art historian who held the prestigious title of Surveyor of the King's Pictures, was also a Soviet spy.
I believed it was the right thing in the cause of anti-fascism.
His story is one of intrigue, betrayal, and a quiet cover-up that lasted for years. Blunt's role as a double agent began in the 1930s, when his ideological fascination with communism led him to pass classified information to the Soviet Union. During WW2, Blunt worked for MI5, Britain's domestic intelligence service, all while feeding sensitive material to the Soviets.
That was largely information which, again, as I said in my statement.
After the global incident, Blunt's covert activities continued, but they eventually caught up with him in 1964 when MI5 discovered his espionage. Surprisingly, instead of being publicly prosecuted, Blunt was granted immunity in exchange for his full confession, which revealed the names of several fellow spies. Even more shocking was the fact that despite his betrayal, Blunt was allowed to remain in his position with the royal family.
I had in fact no information about none about British agents at all.
He retired quietly in 1972, and although his past was known within certain circles, it wasn't until 1979 that his secret was made public. Though Queen Elizabeth was fully aware of Blunt's double life, she kept him in her service, a decision that has sparked much debate over the years. Nevertheless, his quiet retirement and subsequent honorary advisory role to the Queen served as a testament to the strange and sometimes secretive ways of the royal family.
And you can't look down to read the speech, you have to take the speech up.
They kept Prince John from the public. The British royal family has long upheld an image of dignity, strength, and composure, one that reflects a sense of duty and honor. However, this image also means that anything which might tarnish their pristine public face is often kept hidden. One such example is the story of Prince John, the youngest child of King George V and Queen Mary. Born in 1905, Prince John, affectionately known as Johnny, was a beloved member of the family. Unfortunately, when he was only 4 years old, he was diagnosed with epilepsy, a condition that at the time was poorly understood and difficult to manage. As Johnny grew, so did his health challenges, and by 1916, his epilepsy had become more severe. It was around this time that the decision was made to move him away from the public eye, a common practice at the time for members of royal or noble families dealing with illness or disability. Johnny was sent to live at Wood Farm, a secluded part of the Sandringham estate in Norfolk, under the care of a dedicated governess and nursing staff. Although separated from the public, Johnny was reportedly doted upon by his parents and siblings, who visited him often. On January 18, 1919, after suffering a seizure, Prince John passed away at the tender age of 13. His passing marked the first time the public learned of his illness, as it had been kept secret throughout his short life. While some have criticized the royal family for hiding him away, historical accounts suggest that Johnny was deeply loved and well cared for, with his isolation intended more to protect him than to cover up his condition. Nonetheless, his story remains a sober reminder of the stigma once associated with epilepsy and other disabilities, even among society's most privileged. There might be a vampire in the family. The British royal family's long and complex lineage stretches across many countries and centuries, often blending myth with reality. One particularly fascinating connection is that of King Charles III to none other than Vlad the Impaler, better known as Vlad Dracula. Vlad's reputation as a ruler in 15th century Wallachia, combined with his namesake, inspired the infamous character of Dracula in Bram Stoker's novel. While it may sound like the stuff of folklore, the connection between Vlad and King Charles is a matter of royal genealogy. Queen Mary, King Charles's great-grandmother and the wife of King George V, was a direct descendant of Vlad the Impaler, making Charles his great-grandson 16 times removed, to be precise. In 2011, Charles acknowledged this peculiar connection in a documentary about the Carpathian Mountains, titled Wild Carpathia, where he playfully remarked on his stake in Transylvania's history. Adding to the intrigue, King Charles even owns property in Transylvania, further solidifying his ties to the legendary figure. Genealogy experts have confirmed this connection, but while Charles is not actually a vampire, the royal family's ties to Vlad the Impaler offer an amusing and slightly eerie twist on their already complex lineage. King George V could have saved the Romanov family. One of the most tragic and well-known tales of royal demise is that of the Romanov family, who ruled Russia for over 300 years until the Bolshevik Revolution in 1917. Tsar Nicholas II, his wife Alexandra, and their children were taken out by the Bolsheviks in July 1918, a fate that might have been avoided had King George V acted differently. Nicholas II was not only a fellow monarch, but also George's cousin through their shared grandmother, Queen Victoria. This familial bond initially made George sympathetic to the plight of the Romanovs, and he even proposed granting them asylum in Britain. However, political misgivings were high, and George's advisors, along with the British government, feared that offering refuge to the Romanovs would provoke unrest in Britain and complicate relations with the new Russian regime. As WW1 continued, Britain couldn't afford to alienate Russia, a crucial ally in the fight against Germany. Ultimately, George rescinded the offer, a decision that sealed the Romanovs' fate. When the Bolsheviks seized control, it was too late for any other attempts at rescue, and the family was taken out in the infamous House of Special Purpose. Although King George V's decision has been scrutinized by historians, it reflects the difficult political landscape of the time. The tragedy of the Romanovs remain one of history's great what-ifs, a reminder of how close they came to escaping their grim fate. Queen Victoria wasn't very fond of her kids. Queen Victoria, the iconic monarch who ruled for 63 years and oversaw the expansion of the British Empire, may have been a powerful leader, but when it came to motherhood, she had a different reputation. Despite giving birth to 9 children, Victoria was not particularly maternal. In fact, she is known to have harbored a strong dislike for pregnancy and child rearing. She famously referred to newborns as very nasty objects, and is quoted as saying that an ugly baby is a very nasty object indeed. Victoria's reluctance toward motherhood was well known within her family, and her husband, Prince Albert, often lamented her distant relationship with their children. Nevertheless, as queen, Victoria had little choice but to fulfill her duty to produce heirs, even if she didn't relish in the role of a mother. Her children went on to play significant roles in European politics, with many marrying into other royal families. Despite this, Victoria's feelings toward them remain complicated, and her private writings reveal a woman who felt trapped by the demands of both her public and private life. Prince Charles was pressured into marrying Diana. The ill-fated marriage of Prince Charles and Princess Diana has been the subject of endless fascination, with the world still captivated by the fairy tale wedding that ended not so well. But beneath the surface of their highly publicized union lays a story of familial pressure, societal expectations, and unrequited love. Charles met Diana when she was just 16 and he was 29. Weird. At the time, Charles was already in a romantic relationship with Camilla Parker Bowles, a woman he deeply loved but couldn't marry due to her marital status and the royal family's disapproval. With pressure mounting for Charles to find a suitable bride, Diana, a young and aristocratic woman with no strange past, became the perfect candidate. The royal family urged Charles to propose, and in 1981, they were married in a grand ceremony watched by millions around the world. However, behind the scenes, Charles remained emotionally attached to Camilla, and his relationship with Diana quickly deteriorated. By the 1990s, their marriage had crumbled, leading to their separation in 1992 and eventual divorce in 1996. The following year, Diana passed away, and in 2005, Charles finally married Camilla. The story of Charles and Diana is one of the most dramatic and sad chapters in modern royal history, showcasing the pressures and complexities that come with life in the royal spotlight. Queen Elizabeth kept her sister from marrying the man she loved. The life of Princess Margaret, Queen Elizabeth II's younger sister, was marked by glitz, glamour, and something else. In the 1950s, Margaret fell in love with Peter Townsend, a dashing British Royal Air Force officer who had been married before. However, royal protocol and the Church of England's strict views on divorce posed a significant barrier to their union. While Margaret was deeply in love with Townsend, she faced an impossible choice: give up her royal title titles and privileges to marry the man she loved, or remain within the fold of the royal family. Queen Elizabeth II, who had just ascended the throne following the passing of their father, Queen George VI, was caught in a difficult position. While she supported her sister emotionally, she could not allow the marriage without risking a constitutional crisis. Ultimately, Margaret chose duty over love, breaking off her engagement with Townsend. She later married photographer Anthony Armstrong Jones, but their marriage ended in divorce, marking yet another divorce in the royal family. The claim to the throne is genetically complicated. In 2012, a discovery involving King Richard III's remains added a new layer of intrigue to the British royal family's claim to the throne. Richard III, who passed away in battle in 1485, was famously buried in a hasty, unmarked grave that was rediscovered under a parking lot in Leicester, England. When his remains were exhumed, DNA testing revealed an unexpected twist. While Richard's maternal line matched the DNA of modern descendants, his paternal line did not. This finding suggested that somewhere along the royal lineage, an instance of infidelity had occurred, casting doubt on the legitimacy of the Tudor and Windsor claims to the throne. Although this revelation has not led to any serious challenges to the monarchy, it serves as a fascinating footnote in the complicated history of royal succession. Princess Diana had a great run as a royal, and it turns out she kept a lot of things secret. These are some secret details about Princess Diana's life. She recorded her thoughts on tape. Princess Diana made her own audio recordings, which are largely responsible for the knowledge we have about her personal life. She recorded her version of events on cassettes and delivered them to her close friend, Dr. James Colthurst, as soon as she realized her marriage to Prince Charles was failing.
My husband won't even talk to Mommy, barely.
He then provided them to reporter Andrew Morton so that the public may hear her words. Morton's 1992 memoir, Diana, Her True Story, in her own words, was based on the tapes. One of the things about Princess Diana that most people were unaware of is that she had a hand in the book's creation. Her sister dated Prince Charles. Before Princess Diana became romantically involved with Prince Charles, her older sister, Lady Sarah Spencer, briefly dated the future king. In the late 1970s, Sarah and Charles were linked romantically, and it was Sarah who actually introduced her younger sister, Diana, to him at a shooting wedding in November 1977, when Diana was just 16. Despite their brief romance, Sarah saw herself as the matchmaker and reportedly took pride in bringing them together, famously saying, "I introduced them, I'm Cupid." Sarah's relationship with Charles didn't last, partially because she made candid remarks to the press that reportedly displeased him. Nonetheless, her role in introducing Diana to Charles played a significant part in the story that led to one of the most famous royal marriages in history. Her grandmother worked for the Queen. Even though Queen Elizabeth is a well-known public figure, the general public still doesn't know a lot about her. The fact that Ruth Fermoy, the grandmother of Princess Diana, was good friends with Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, is one of the more fascinating trivia facts. As one of the Queen's ladies in waiting, she eventually attained the title of Woman of the Bedchamber, designating her as the Queen's right-hand woman and helping with formal social events. She and her husband were related. Princess Diana and Prince Charles were actually distant relatives, a common occurrence in European aristocracy and royal lineages. They were 16th cousins once removed, connected through their shared ancestor, King Henry VII. This connection is not unusual, especially within the British royal family, where noble families often intermarry. Their shared ancestry is rooted in centuries-old aristocratic traditions that have shaped the lineage of British royalty. While this fact may sound surprising to some, it was not considered unusual by royal standards. She had a poor bed life. Princess Diana talked extensively about her married life on cassette recordings, including referring to her wedding day as the worst day of her life. She spoke extensively about her lack of a nighttime routine, mentioning that she and her spouse had gone to bed, but it was very odd. Their bed life had become worse for 7 years by the time she recorded the audio. She went on to say there was no requirement for it to happen from his case, sort of once every 3 weeks, and I kept thinking it followed a pattern. He used to see his lady, Camilla, once every 3 weeks before we got married. She messed up her wedding vows. During her wedding to Prince Charles on July 29, 1981 at St. Paul's Cathedral, Princess Diana made a small but memorable mistake in her vows. Overwhelmed by nerves in front of a global audience of 750 million, she accidentally called her husband Philip Charles Arthur George instead of Charles Philip Arthur George.
Take the Philip Charles Arthur George.
swapping his first and middle names. While the mix-up was harmless and simply due to her wedding day jitters, it added a touch of endearing humanity to the otherwise grand and formal ceremony. Though some have retrospectively viewed it as a foreshadowing of their troubled marriage, at the time it was simply seen as a sweet and relatable moment. She ate in the kitchen. Princess Diana was not new to breaching royal family convention, yet it was improper to eat in the kitchen with staff instead of a dining room. Unusually for a royal, her personal chef, Darren McGrady, claimed she would simply stroll into the kitchen and eat at a countertop while he cleaned up. She would even brew them each a cup of coffee. That's just sweet. She was went after by the paparazzi. Regarding their recollections of their mother, Prince William and Prince Harry are becoming more transparent. Some are inspiring, such as the way she included them in her humanitarian endeavors. However, their memories of Diana interacting with the press are unsettling.
Oh, I'm getting lost.
As Prince William says in the ITV and HBO documentary, Diana, Our Mother, Her Life and Legacy, if you are the Princess of Wales and you're a mother, I don't believe being chased by 30 guys on motorbikes who block your path, who spit at you to get a reaction from you, and make a woman cry in public to get a photograph is appropriate. Harry and I, we had to live through that.
Non-stop scandals in the royal family. Ever since the news has come out about Kate and her medical diagnosis.
In January, I underwent major abdominal surgery. However, tests after the operation found cancer had been present.
It seems like the rumors have just been going crazy with all the rumors and the scandals that are coming out surrounding everything about the palace, covering up the truth from the media and spreading false narratives.
The king has kidney cancer and Kate donated one of her kidneys.
See, when it comes to the royal family, privacy has always been a top priority. And while glimpses of their personal health battles occasionally surface into the public eye, a lot of their medical history, and I'm talking of course about the members of the royal family, remains secret. Revelations about personal scandals sometimes come to light, either against their wishes or for their wishes if they're really trying to stir the pot.
This is the first time in modern political history that the palace has had to announce the separation of the heir to the throne. But
it usually only happens once they pass away. However, Kate Middleton seems to be steering this narrative in a new direction. It's one that actually respects the family's traditions while embracing a more transparent approach that could be more suited for the modern era of press and news. See, Princess Kate Middleton's 2024 cancer diagnosis differs from other public scandals of other members of the royal family, including Meghan Markle, including Queen Elizabeth II, and even Princess Diana. And when we examine all the different contrasts in all of their different scandals, we gain a little bit of insight into how Princess Kate is actually reshaping the royal family's relationship with the public and navigating the delicate balance between tradition and how it actually seems to be going in terms of the public's eyes. When Kate finally broke the silence about her cancer diagnosis, she went into deep detail about how she wanted to wait and tell her children first. And in a rare moment, a member of the royal family was actually honest about her health journey to the media. Despite endless rumors about what was actually happening, Kate Middleton chose to do this on her own time. And the Daily Mail even called her emotional revelation in a video quite unprecedented. It was also timely, because it seemed to have come out at the time when they needed to say something, or else the rumors would have just gone completely out of hand. And rumors were already flying off the charts, let me tell you. And there have been non-stop concerns about Kate and her reasoning behind the posting of this video. But I think that there's actually just a sad reality behind it. Put it this way, there was also a recent scandal, which was the blatantly obvious Photoshop scandal, and who could forget just how nutty this was. There was a picture that Kate Middleton posted that her and her children were sitting around her, and I think it was for Mother's Day or some sort of celebratory family reason. But the internet was so quick to realize that there were just a million things off about the picture, like morphed fingers, weird hands and weird curves, fake smiles, and even potentially fake children in the picture. But this health scandal and everything has not been the only scandal that Kate has been a part of. If you remember back in the day, there was a scandal revolving around Kate and the reason, the truth, behind a picture of her that was published in a French magazine. I'm talking of course about the photo scandal. Back in 2012, Princess Kate Middleton found herself embroiled in an absence of, clothing? La Provence, a French magazine, published some pictures that captured the princess enjoying a private holiday with her husband. And this incident drew comparisons to a similar scandal involving Princess Diana. Interestingly, Princess Diana famously shrugged off her own sunbathing photo scandal with just a casual laugh to the press. However, Princess Kate and Prince William took a different approach, and they opted to pursue legal action. See, the truth of the matter is that anyone of that prominence with this much media attention that Kate gets will always have to deal with scandals. But it seems like at this point in time, she would probably be best if she did everything and anything she could to avoid that. Now, can that be said for the rest of the royal family? Well, it seems like some people in the royal family, not naming names, cough cough, Meghan and Harry, actually thrive with their personal brands from all the scandals, so it depends on who you are.
Levi's guy on my wall, not a picture of William, sorry. Sorry.
It was me and Levi's, honestly.
From mooning innocent students on campus to ex-boyfriend drama.
On April 29, 2011, 29-year-old Kate Middleton married the heir to the British throne, but she had other boyfriends before Prince William.
Kate Middleton actually led a pretty low-key but crazy life before becoming a royal figure. So gather around, folks! Today we are diving into the pre-royal secrets of the one and only Kate Middleton. Forget the tiaras and all the formalities for a second, okay? We're talking about the days when Kate was literally just trying to survive high school bullies and the occasional hangover.
As a young woman in her 20s, Kate embraced the carefree and natural look with her signature heavy eyeliner.
And by occasional, I mean every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Thursday probably as well. Anyways, let's dive right into the tea now, shall we? Kate Middleton had a college boyfriend right before meeting Prince William.
Catherine dating Rupert Finch in her first year.
During the fashion show that marked Kate Middleton's catwalk debut, Kate reportedly had a tall, dark, and handsome boyfriend.
The tall, dark law student was a genuinely nice guy, but since he was a few years older than the girl...
Does William fit any of those criteria? Oh, I guess he's tall. The mysterious ex-boyfriend was an aspiring lawyer who attended the same college, St. Andrews, as Kate. His name was Rupert Finch. And although Kate and Rupert's romantic journeys took different paths later on, the connection remained strong.
Their romance ended a year later with his graduation from the university. However, the ex-lovers remain friends and are still on friendly terms.
Strong enough that Rupert received an invitation to attend Kate and Prince William's wedding back in 2011. So put yourself in Rupert's shoes. Imagine being the guy who lost his girlfriend to the future heir of the throne, and as compensation, getting invited to the wedding.
Even after the breakup, the ex-boyfriend even attended the royal wedding as a guest.
I mean, honestly, at that point, you can't even really be mad. Hopefully Rupert is doing okay now. I mean, lawyer in London, I'm sure he's doing fine. Anyone got a Rupert update for us? Let us know in the comments below. Kate Middleton used to moon people on campus as a prank. Well, according to former classmates at Kate's school, Marlborough, Kate had a serious pranking addiction, and mooning people was her favorite prank of the bunch. And if you're unfamiliar with the term mooning, well, it involves flashing innocent bystanders with your buttocks. Yes, your buttocks. I prefer prank calls to local pizza chains. But by all means, prank as you must, Kate. Because apparently the bystanders who got mooned by Kate through her dorm window would yell and scream with laughter to continuously egg her on. And to be fair, I can think of worse ways to be pranked than being mooned by Kate Middleton. Yeah. Moving on! Unrelatedly, Kate was bullied in boarding school. Yeah, you heard that right. During her time at all-girls boarding school, Kate Middleton found herself being picked on by her peers. The reason? Well, it turns out that some classmates couldn't resist poking fun at her for being thin and pale. Yeah, terrible. Well, look at who's winning now, Kate. The classic case of the bullied outclassing the bully. You go, girl. Kate also has a working class background, to which many people don't know. Kate's parents, Carol and Michael Middleton, weren't exactly born with silver spoons in their hands. But hey, their family trees did touch base with the Queen Mother. Now, despite their fancy-ish roots, being a flight attendant and flight dispatcher raised some aristocratic eyebrows. Camilla, the Duchess of Cornwall, had to ponder a little bit on whether or not Kate Middleton was posh enough for William. Well, as fate would have it, love conquered all posh concerns, and now they are the royal power couple. Did you know that Kate was shy and awkward as a young girl? Well, it might come as a surprise to many people, but back in her high school days at Marlborough, Kate Middleton had a humble start on the popularity scale. Apparently, one of her first school buddies spilled the tea, claiming that Kate was shy and gawky. Another person who went to the same school chimed in, and they described this schoolgirl Kate as someone with very little confidence. Once again, I'd say it's pretty ironic. Even one of her tutors spilled some academic beans, revealing that Kate was so jittery in the beginning that chatter was a royal rarity. But lo and behold, because within a year, apparently Kate became the social butterfly we now all know her to be. I myself never got the memo that you're allowed to change throughout high school. Did you know Kate co-founded a drinking society? Well, hold on now. Kate Middleton wasn't just a royal in the making. She was also a trendsetter of student social scenes. At St. Andrews University, Kate took matters into her own hands by co-founding a all-female drinking society. The Guardian notes that she was annoyed with the old drinking societies, as they excluded women. And the interesting twist here is that while she was so busy revolutionizing the party game, none of her friends seemed to recall her going overboard on the drinks herself. So, classy Kate. Well done. Did you know that Kate Middleton was a passionate saleswoman? Before her days as the Duchess, Kate had a taste for business, and in her pre-royal life, she lent a hand to her mom Carol's business, and by all accounts, she was a force to be reckoned with. One former colleague spilled the beans, saying Kate had all the makings of a fantastic trader. Everybody thinks of her as a mother and a future queen, but she's got a shrewd eye for profit. So, if your business needs some help in the sales department, call up Kate for some tips. Kate Middleton took an insanely cool gap year. After wrapping up high school, Kate flew off to Chile, where she rolled up her sleeves and went to work with Rally International, a sustainable development charity. She then set sail, literally, by crewing boats in Florence. And, you know, if you ever want to take a gap year, just know that Kate Middleton did so as well, and now she's in the royal family. So go on ahead. Kate also briefly lived in Jordan as a child. Chile and Italy were not Kate's only international living experience. In a surprising twist to her childhood, Kate Middleton spent almost 3 years of her life in Jordan's capital, Amman. The Middleton family relocated there in 1984 when her father took a position with British Airways. During that time, Kate attended an English nursery school. Kate was also part of a social group known as the Glossy Posse. Before St. Andrews, hear me out, Kate was already a part of an exclusive, wealthy social group known as the Glossy Posse. Apparently, her involvement in the group made it easier for her to cross paths with Prince Andrew, as he was known for partying with the Glossy Posse. The best-selling book Royals at War calls the Glossy Posse a group of privileged teens letting off steam by haunting bars and clubs. I wish I had a party night with the Glossy Posse. I mean, I'm not sure I could ever keep up with them, but it would be fun in theory. Kate had an adorable nickname in school. In her primary school days, Kate Middleton's nickname was Squeak. The inspiration behind this adorable nickname came from none other than the school's 2 pet guinea pigs. As Kate shared with fellow students at St. Andrews, there was one guinea pig called Pip and the other called Squeak. So my sister was called Pip and I was called Squeak. And who would have thought that guinea pigs would play such a big role in the life of a future duchess? Me? I'm more of a hamster guy. Kate has always been a natural athlete. Kate Middleton doesn't just engage in royal events like rowing, running, and sailing just to be a good sport. Her athletic spirit goes all the way back. In high school, she actually took the lead as the captain of the swim team. And hey, that's not all. Kate also played netball and field hockey, making her presence known. Kate was a theater kid.
Lots of chocolate for me to eat.
Believe it or not, Kate Middleton wasn't just a sports enthusiast, she also had a flair for the dramatic arts. Embracing her inner theater kid, Kate landed the role of Eliza Doolittle in a school production of My Fair Lady. Now that I think about it, Kate does remind me a little bit of a modern Audrey Hepburn. Who's to say that they aren't the same person? The craziness that goes into pre-royal life. I wonder if Kate still moons people to this day.
There's the royal family silencing her. This was a claim that she made. Meghan asserted that the royal family attempted to completely silence her, potentially prompting her decision to participate in interviews later on. When questioned by Oprah about her silence, she said that yes, that was the case. She was silenced. Now, she emphasized her long-standing commitment to independence and being outspoken, particularly on women's rights. However, she did express sadness over the irony that despite advocating for women to use their voices, she found herself silenced during the past several years. Meghan Markle also claimed that Kate Middleton made her cry. In the lead up to Meghan and Harry's wedding, there were numerous reports suggesting that Meghan made Kate Middleton cry during the bridesmaid dress fitting. However, Meghan claimed that it was actually the other way around, and it was Kate who actually made her, Meghan, cry. Meghan stated that she has forgiven Kate and believes that Kate is actually a good person. Additionally, Meghan shared that Kate actually gave her some flowers as a gesture of apology for the whole incident.
A few days before the wedding, she was upset about something pertaining to, yes, the issue was correct about flower girl dresses, and it made me cry. And it really hurt my feelings.
And according to Meghan, this incident was a significant turning point in her experience within the royal family. So in a sense, Meghan is blaming Kate Middleton as the reason for her wanting to leave. Meghan is also not pushing for Harry to have a relationship with his father, King Charles. Meghan is a bit nonchalant when it comes to Prince Harry's strained relationship with his father, King Charles, given the conflicts and accusations against the royal family for several years now. She shared that Harry confided in her, saying this: "I lost my dad in this process." While Meghan doesn't actually grieve their fractured relationship, she does understand that each individual situation is different, and Harry has the right to make his own decisions regarding his connection with his father. Now, this told the world right here that Meghan isn't encouraging her husband to have a relationship with his father. Rather, it's more of an attitude of, oh well, it is what it is. I respect his decision. It is what it is. Meghan Markle has also labeled the royal family as liars. While Meghan's public image has faced criticism from the media and the public, she firmly believes that the royal family played a significant role in tarnishing her reputation by spreading false information. In her interview with Oprah, Meghan expressed her disbelief at the expectation that she and Prince Harry would remain silent despite the royal institution's active involvement in perpetuating lies about them. She went on to acknowledge that speaking out comes with risks, including potential losses, but she made it clear that much has already been lost due to the whole circumstance. Another shocking claim that Meghan Markle made was that the royals are racist. Meghan Markle revealed the racial challenges that she was facing as being a biracial member of the royal family, particularly when her son Archie was born. Meghan shared that there was some discussion within the royal family about how dark Archie's skin might be when he was born, which just completely bothered her.
In those months when I was pregnant, we had in tandem the conversation of he won't be given security, he's not going to be given a title, and also concerns and conversations about how dark his skin might be when he's born.
And she expressed her concerns over the decision to not give Archie a title of prince, which would be completely different from the protocol applied to other grandchildren in the royal family. But Meghan pushed back, saying that it was not their right to deny her son a title. And on top of that, she mentioned that there were concerns about Archie not receiving security, which added to the overall problems she faced within the royal family as a biracial member.
They didn't want him to be a prince or a princess, not knowing what the gender would be, which would be different from protocol, and that he wasn't going to receive security. What? It was really hard.
And a lot of the mistreatment that Meghan Markle experienced, she attributes it to her race. This is all a race thing.
According to reports, Prince William's alleged affair unfolded when his wife, Kate Middleton, was pregnant with their third child, Prince Louis.
Where did these allegations even come from? I'm so confused right now, guys. So I had to look into this, and here's what I found. Kensington Palace went all out to shut down these rumors about Prince William and Rose Hanbury, and this is according to claims from a new book.
You've no doubt heard of Prince William's alleged affair with Rose Hanbury. The royal scandal has been plastered all over tabloids since early 2019.
According to the royal author Omid Scobie, in his book Endgame, Inside the Royal Family and the Monarchy's Fight for Survival, Press Secretary Christian Jones worked hard to get the Sun publication who by the way was the first to ask about the rumors, to drop the investigation. There was a former associate with the royal family that mentioned this to Omid Scobie, and this is the quote from them. Christian was so desperate to stop the rumor and made it his mission to do so. The author also suggests that Christian Jones was feeling the pressure, even saying the whole thing was stressing him out completely. Apparently, he went to the extent of making a deal with a Sun newspaper journalist, offering more royal insight if they backed off from these specific rumors.
Rumors of an affair between Prince William and family friend Rose Hanbury, the Marchioness of Cholmondeley, have been swirling for years.
And according to Omid Scobie's account, in June of 2019, the Sun surprisingly stopped chasing the story of William cheating, and he says a high-level courtier hinted that Christian played a role in bringing it to a halt. Omid Scobie also claims that the tabloid changed gears and started covering revealing stories about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle instead. When he spoke to Entertainment Tonight, Omid Scobie, he mentioned being very cautious about addressing the claims of Prince William's alleged affair with Rose Hanbury during Kate Middleton's pregnancy with their third child. So guys, these are some bombshell claims. Omid Scobie and his whole book. Like, do you believe any of the claims that he's making? I find them hard to believe, but I'll talk about that real soon. Either way, he also touched on a reported fallout between William and Kate, as well as their former friend Rose Hanbury. Now, when it comes to these claims, the big question is there actually any 100% indisputable proof that William did this? The short answer is no. People have reasons to believe that these rumors are true though, and here are some of those reasons. Rumors about Prince William and Kate Middleton have been circulating for years, and Omid Scobie, he does note that the gossip has persisted because the couple never directly addressed it. Also, Rose Hanbury had a long-standing friendship with William and Kate and even attended their wedding in 2011. And they did have a fallout though, despite the cheating rumors emerging 2 years later, and she was spotted even at Prince Philip's memorial service in 2021. Regardless of the truth behind the allegations though, the scandal prompted the royal couple to take a closer look at their marriage. And according to an exclusive source to Us Weekly, it pushed William and Kate Middleton to reflect on their relationship more intentionally, realizing that they should be doing so more regularly. So at least some positive came out of that negative situation. There was also writer Richard Kay who suggested that the fallout from the alleged affair nearly led both parties to consider taking legal action. Additionally, writers Giles Corrin and Nicole Cliff claimed to have knowledge of the supposed affair between William and Rose Hanbury back in 2019, and this is based on a report by IB Times. Reportedly, William's lawyer issued a legal warning, but neither party involved has publicly addressed the rumors. An insider from the royal family did stress to the Daily Beast publication that there has never been any animosity between Kate and Rose. So they dismissed the rumors as baseless, saying that Rose's family remains long-standing allies of the crown. Despite some deleted tweets though, and gossip here and there, there's still no concrete evidence of an affair. William, Kate, and Rose, they have chosen also to remain completely silent on this whole matter. Which is another reason why some people think that the rumors could be true. You know, why not outright deny it if they're just rumors? This is also the stance of Omid Scobie. He just says that there's still no proof of this, although he did quote the claim in his book, but he believes that there's still not 100% proof. Now, the reason why I think that they're just not addressing this at all is because the royal family wants to engage in things that are worthwhile for them. Even the whole Meghan and Harry drama that went down, the royal family remained relatively silent and dealt with things behind the scenes for the most part, and it's not their style, guys, to address gossip publicly. So I think that William, Kate, and everybody involved is just dealing with this privately as much as possible and doing what they can to protect their reputation, because rumors, even though they may be untrue, they can cause a lot of damage. I personally don't think that William is the type to actually cheat. And even if he thought about it, like, I don't think he would ever do it. Like, that's just too much risk. I think he really loves Kate. He's got a great thing going with her. They got a great family. So yeah, based on the information that I've seen, I don't think William cheated at all.
Omid Scobie's new book, Endgame, Inside the Royal Family and the Monarchy's Fight for Survival, has many shocking revelations about the royal family, especially regarding Meghan.
When you're a royal correspondent, you have to play a certain game.
Now, it's worth noting that the British writer's credibility is often called into question, and this book has been at the center of a lot of controversy since its release. However, this specific bombshell does have a lot of people talking. Omid claims that the members of the royal family gave Meghan some rather cruel nicknames, and they're for them, to be exact.
I feel like I'm okay with the fact that I'll burn my bridges.
So number 1, Duchess difficult. Number 2, Meghan. Number 3, narcissistic sociopath. And number 4, degree wife. So I'd like to think the royal family is actually capable of coming up with something a little more clever than those. The first 3 are quite straightforward. But for degree wife, Omid explained that this nickname was given to the Duchess of Sussex by a senior royal who was expressing some doubts about her marriage to Prince Harry, meaning it would only last as long as a British university degree. Yikes.
While I imagine that was really hard, and I can't picture what that felt like, this is not the same.
Of course, the two have been married though since 2018. Like it or not, obviously it's not nice to give people mean nicknames, but I again want to point out that this is just what Omid Scobie is claiming, and it is not coming from the royal family themselves. And since the book's release, the firm has been totally tight-lipped and have not publicly commented on Endgame or any of the claims within it. Relationship expert Luella Alderson spoke about the situation with the Mirror, telling them that the unsavory nicknames likely hurt Meghan's confidence and self-esteem, which does make sense. I know it would hurt mine as well. According to Luella, Meghan seems to care a great deal about how she's perceived and what others think of her, so she was likely uncomfortable learning about these nicknames given to her. The expert added that this could have also contributed to the rift between the Duchess of Sussex and the royal family. It's totally normal not to get along with everybody, and not saying those feelings about Meghan being difficult and self-centered aren't valid, because truthfully, we do not know what goes on behind closed doors, and there are 2 sides to every story, but there are probably better ways to handle negative feelings about a person rather than giving them mean nicknames. But of course, we don't know if they were even said for sure. I'm curious about your thoughts though. Do you believe that the royal family gave Meghan those nicknames? But an even more explosive claim has come out from Endgame, specifically from the Dutch version of the book. Omid named 2 members of the royal family who allegedly made comments about the skin color of Archie. Of course, that's Meghan and Harry's son.
Concerns and conversations about how dark his skin might be when he's born.
What?
Now, these claims were first made by Meghan and Harry themselves during their tell-all interview with Oprah in 2021. Meghan said there were talks and conversations in the palace about the skin color of their firstborn son. However, they did not name who exactly made these comments. But in the Dutch version of the book, Omid actually named the 2 royals, King Charles and Kate Middleton. However, Omid insists that he did not put their names in any version of the book he wrote, so that begs the question, how did their names end up being published? According to claims made to the Sunday Times, Omid Scobie's UK agent did send a draft of the book's manuscript to be translated into Dutch that identified the 2 royals, so it is truly a he said, she said, very confusing and convoluted situation.
There was a claim that they actually took her passport and keys away from her. When questioned about why she didn't seek help on her own, Meghan asserted that her options were completely constrained during her stay in the UK, as she believed that the royal family had taken possession of her identification and her car keys. Meghan, who's known for her role in the TV show Suits before joining the royal family, elaborated by saying this: "I couldn't call an Uber to the palace. You couldn't just go. You have to understand. That was the last time I saw my passport, my driver's license, my keys. All that gets turned over." Another claim Meghan Markle made was that the royal family pushed her mentally, and this had some serious repercussions. Meghan has asserted that her mental well-being suffered greatly due to her struggle with the royal family. During her time in the UK, alongside her husband, Prince Harry, she revealed that the relentless mistreatment that she experienced led her to contemplate taking her own life, and also led her to have thoughts of physically harming herself. In her conversation with Oprah, Meghan Markle, she mentioned how she became convinced that making her life come to an end would have resolved everything for everyone. That's the point that her brain brought her. But fortunately, she didn't end up doing that at all. Meghan Markle went on to say this about this whole situation. "I was ashamed to say it at the time and ashamed to have to admit it to Harry, but I knew that if I didn't say it, then I would do it."
I just didn't want to be alive anymore. And that was a very clear and real and frightening, constant thought.
Also, Meghan Markle claims that the royal family refused to offer her any help. According to Meghan, after sharing her thoughts of wanting to end her own life to Harry, well, the royal family actually declined to provide her with any mental health assistance. Now, this is what she said while speaking to Oprah in the interview. "I went to one of the most senior people to get help. Human Resources said, 'My heart goes out to you because I see how bad it is, but there's nothing we can do to protect you because you're not a paid employee of the institution.'" Now, a very surprising claim was that Meghan Markle says that the N-word was used to describe her children. Meghan's concerns actually extend beyond just the royal family. The media also poses a significant issue for her. She asserts that the UK press has been consistently unfavorable towards her and her children. In August 2022, Meghan revealed that a tabloid had used demeaning language to describe her two children, and she responded by saying this in an interview with The Cut, explaining her reluctance to frequently share images of her children with the media. She said this, "Why would I give the very people that are calling my children the N-word a photo of my child before I can share it with the people that love my child?" Although Meghan never said that any direct member of the royal family used this term to describe her children at all, she did say that the royals did discuss her unborn son Archie's skin color, and that was something that she viewed as completely uncalled for.
There's a conversation. Hold up.
There's
Stop
several,
right now.
there's several conversations.
There's a
about it.
conversation.
It's been 3 years since the infamous Meghan and Harry interview with Oprah Winfrey. You know, the interview where the Duke and the Duchess of Sussex sat down and exploited the entirety of the royal family?
Kate was called Waity Katie, waiting to marry William.
Well, apparently most of their claims were all lies, but just how much of that is true? Piers Morgan claims that almost all of their claims were lies. See, when Oprah asked Meghan if she'd been silenced by the royal family, Meghan revealed that she has indeed been silent, adding on that she was told by the Queen and the rest of the royals to always answer no comment whenever being asked anything by the press.
Look, I was really ashamed to say it at the time.
Piers Morgan was quick to shut down the idea, as he exclaimed, "This idea that Meghan Markle was silenced doesn't really make sense. Meghan Markle made 73 public appearances, many of which she spoke at during her extended period of being silenced." Another lie apparently came from Meghan claiming that her and Harry had actually gotten married in a private wedding at the Archbishop of Canterbury 3 days prior to their official wedding.
Is inherently corrupt or racist or biased.
Since she made that claim, the Archbishop actually came forward and denied legally marrying Harry and Meghan. Critically acclaimed actress and royal insider Jessica Chin King had this to say on the suspicious secret wedding. "The situation is so odd. I think that Meghan and Harry sometimes say things without thinking. And if they are indeed lying, they probably would have thought that they would get away with it because fake weddings are lame. Be real or leave." The next proclaimed lie came when Harry revealed that he was shocked after an unnamed member of the royal family said that his son Archie has skin that is too dark due to Meghan being the mom.
concerns and conversations about how dark his skin might be when he's born.
What? Meghan claimed that Archie was initially, well, denied the title of prince, and that he had security protection denied as well because he was of mixed race. It has since been unproven whether or not these claims are accurate, although royal author Omid Scobie did release a book that the royals who were involved in making those claims about Archie's skin color were actually identified as King Charles himself and Catherine Middleton. Following this claim, Meghan told Oprah that she had her keys, her driver's license, and her passport all removed by the royal family when she joined. However, Piers Morgan claimed this is not true, since she has traveled around significantly when she was a working royal and took around 14 flights as well. Meghan also mentioned her struggles with mental health as a working royal and how the royal family did not support her at all. She broke down in tears as she told Oprah that the palace did not help her get any help since it would not be a good look for the institution. Piers Morgan was quick to shut that down as he expressed his belief that there's the position of Prince Harry in all of this as well, as Harry is attached to many of the biggest mental health charities in Britain. He said that Harry makes no secret of his desire that anyone who feels depressed or anxious or has harmful thoughts, that they can get immediate help, and yet here was his own wife who says she was constantly feeling terrible about her life and Prince Harry never sought to get help? I find that very hard to believe, frankly. Additionally, in the interview, Meghan and Harry claimed that they had no intention of working with anything related to the television industry, and then they followed up by signing on with Netflix to record a whole show for $100 million. Yeah, yummy, yummy. I'd go back on my work for $100 million too, Meghan. And last but not least, she said that her son Archie was denied 24/7 protection because he wasn't a prince, but it's since emerged that not all titled royals are guaranteed security that's paid for out of the public purse, and only the most prestigious royals get security funded by the Treasury.
Buckingham Palace is perpetuating falsehoods about her and Harry.
Relations between the royal relations were bad enough already.
Family drama is erupting. CBS has now released another teaser.
Well, this is truly shocking. Looks like Meghan has had enough time to sit with her exit that now she is actually feeling guilty about the whole feud she started alongside Harry. Let's see the details. A report claims that Meghan Markle is regretful over the ongoing royal estrangement. The Duchess of Sussex apparently wants to make peace with Kate Middleton even though she is genuinely hurt by their rivalry. The Princess of Wales was last seen by the Suits alum at Queen Elizabeth II's funeral in September 2022. Since then, she has not been back to London. Insiders assert that Markle is prepared to permanently put an end to the relationship, despite the fact that she hasn't seen Princess Kate since learning of her cancer diagnosis. She desires to patch things up with Kate. She wants them to have no ill will towards one another, a source told In Touch. Meghan's friends say she regrets how things went down, and she never meant any harm to Kate, though she must realize she could have done things differently. Meghan's been going out of her way to show concern for Kate in this difficult time, the insider added. According to reports, Meghan is still getting over the royal divide between the two camps. Prince Harry is more willing to move on, let's just say that, a source told The Express recently, adding that the mom of two would still like to talk things through with the Windsor clan. It's not a case of Meghan being difficult. She genuinely feels hurt and would like some kind of sit down to hash things through. But that's not something the other side is willing to consider at this time, so says the insider. It appears that expectations of a reconciliation are unrealistic at this point, despite Markle's purported wish to get back in touch with the firm. Grant Harold, a former royal butler for King Charles, claims that too much damage has been done for things to return to their previous state. Harry caused damage and broke down trust, Harold exclusively told the Post. It's difficult when you're a future monarch. The pair signed up for a number of tell-all ventures shortly after relocating to Montecito, California, and each one unveiled shocking information regarding the ongoing schism between the two camps. Following their conversation, Markle and Harry released their 6-part Netflix documentary. Not surprisingly, their relationship with the royal relatives has not improved despite the lucrative initiatives. The only way the Sussexes may be accepted back into the royal family, according to Harold, is if Harry issues a formal apology to all of the damage that his controversial memoir Spare caused. That being said, a royal specialist has stated that Harry intends to release his second memoir once his estranged brother Prince William succeeds to his father, King Charles III. Can't believe he has a second memoir ready. Who does that?
Meghan in their flop era. They're losing their high-powered friends.
Meghan Markle has had numerous fallouts with her friends, left, right, and center. She used to be a serious social butterfly, but apparently what comes with that is a whole lot of drama. The people close to Meghan still have wonderful things to say about her, but there are a lot of friendships she lost due to circumstances like arguments or outgrowing people. I'm going to be taking you through some of Meghan's old friendships that didn't really work out for her.
Everything is temporary.
Meghan had a super close relationship with her Suits co-stars, and that's probably what intrigues fans the most due to how close-knit they were before Meghan went on to the royal life. People couldn't help but wonder if she's still in contact with Sarah Rafferty, Gina Torres, Gabriel Matt, Rick Hoffman, and her on-screen husband, Patrick J. Adams, especially since they all turned up to the royal wedding. Unfortunately, they're no longer as close as they used to be. There wasn't exactly a falling out with this group, but apparently none of them talk at all anymore, even though they were besties in the past. Meghan Markle fans probably know that Jessica Mulroney was one of her original best friends.
One of my closest girlfriends is here, Jessica Mulroney.
Their friendship started back in Meghan's Suits days when she moved to Toronto. Meghan really looks up to Jessica, royal reporter Katie Nicholl told Cosmopolitan. Their bond seemed rock solid for years, with Mulroney's kids even having roles in Meghan and Prince Harry's wedding. But things took a turn in 2020 when Jessica was involved in a rift with influencer Sasha Exeter. In a lengthy Instagram video, Sasha claimed that Jessica tried to frighten her for her generic call to action about the BLM movement, which the stylist perceived as a personal attack.
She is very well aware because of the color of her skin.
In response, Jessica apologized and attempted to defend her understanding of ill feelings towards certain skin colors by seemingly referencing her close friendship with Meghan. As I told you privately, I've lived a very public and personal experience with my closest friend where skin color was front and center, she wrote in a since-deleted comment. After this issue exploded, Jessica's professional life took a hit with the loss of her show on CTV and ties severed by ABC. Similarly, her friendship with Meghan suffered irreparable damage. Meghan could not get over that Jessica brought up her relationship with Meghan when she commented about her closest friend in the discourse with Sasha, a source told US Weekly. That was hugely offensive to Meghan and the deciding factor for her. Meghan considers the relationship to be done.
The only wrong thing to say is to say nothing.
Priyanka Chopra and Meghan Markle were once the very definition of friendship goals. The pair met in January 2016 when they both attended an event a few months before Meghan even met her Prince Charming Harry. Their friendship hit off instantly, with Meghan telling the press of Trust India, "When you meet someone and you just click, it was just an easy, natural progression. We've managed to keep in touch via email and text, and we try to see each other whenever we're both in the same town." Priyanka even got an invite to Meghan's wedding. However, when it was Priyanka's turn to tie the knot with Nick Jonas in 2018, Meghan, who was pregnant with Archie at the time, couldn't make it to India for the festivities. According to insiders, this was what soured their friendship. Priyanka was crushed, a source told Page Six. Their friendship is over unless Meghan apologizes. She feels Meghan didn't respect her and didn't respect their friendship. The next friendship breakups, they're pretty crazy. It's no secret that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are famously selective about the people they surround themselves with, thanks in part to the media scrutiny they're often subjected to. When someone threatens their privacy, they don't hesitate to cut ties with those people, and that's reportedly why they had a falling out with David and Victoria Beckham, who were booted out of the royal couple's inner circle as they apparently leaked stories of the two to the press. Millie McIntosh is another one of Meghan Markle's ex-friends who claimed that Markle gave her the cold shoulder after Prince Harry came into the picture. She said, "I definitely would say we were not best friends when she was in town, but she would let me know and we would sometimes hang out." Meghan started dating royalty and their friendship abruptly ended. According to Millie, she reached out to Meghan during the media storm to check in on her, only to receive a message that was effectively a friendship breakup text. "Meghan just sent me this really abrupt message that was really unlike any of our communication before, but I did expect that we would stay in touch." Spoiler alert, they didn't. McIntosh said she was ghosted. Meanwhile, according to a source, it was Prince Harry himself who advised his then girlfriend to cut McIntosh loose, tagging her as a bit of a gossip. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are about to leak some crazy secrets in a new interview to be released on August 4th, 2024. Are we going to hear some juicy secrets? Let's dive into it. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have filmed a sit-down interview with Jane Pauley for CBS Sunday Morning. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex spoke to the TV icon about their new initiative centered around kids and social media, which will launch on August 4th, 2024. Meghan at one point called their children Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet amazing.
They're amazing. But all you want to do as parents is
protect them.
Well, Prince Harry stressed that parents need to be first responders amid the social media crisis.
At this point, we've got to the stage where almost every parent needs to be a first responder.
All you want to do as parents is protect them, and so we can see what's happening in the online space. We know that there's a lot of work to be done there, Meghan said in the first clip from CBS Sunday Morning interview. We're just happy to be able to be a part of a change for good. Harry added, at this point, we've got to the stage where almost every parent needs to be a first responder, and even the best first responders in the world wouldn't be able to tell the signs of possible ending the life of oneself. That is the terrifying piece of this. The interview will air on August 4th, 2024 and feature the couple talking about a continuation of their work with parents who have lost their children to online bullying. The TV special marks the Sussexes' first joint interview since their bombshell sit-down with Oprah Winfrey in March 2021, when they threw salt at the royal family, including claims that senior members had asked what color Archie's skin would be prior to his birth in 2019.
Concerns and conversations about how dark his skin might be when he's born.
What?
Harry remains estranged from his father, King Charles, and his brother, Prince William, but sources said that he would reconsider a reunion, but only if the monarch reinstated his UK security team. Buckingham Palace insiders insisted that this decision was not up to Charles, but the British government. When they sat down with Jane Pauley for the CBS Sunday Morning to talk about a new program they're launching, this initiative is designed to help parents whose kids have been affected by online hate. Jane also interviewed some of the parents who were involved in the pilot program, and they shared how it's been helping them heal. In October 2023, Harry and Meghan were at a panel in New York City with grieving parents organized by their Archwell Foundation. They called on tech companies to fix their addictive apps that could affect people that use the apps. Harry had a straightforward message for tech firms. Please stop sending kids content you wouldn't want your own children to see. It's a simple request and an easy fix. Meghan also mentioned that they've been quietly working with tech companies to address these issues. A year ago, we met some of the families, and at the time, it was impossible not to be in tears hearing their stories because it's just that devastating, she said at the World Health Day event. I feel fortunate that our children are at an age, again, quite young, so this isn't in our immediate future, but I also feel frightened at how it's continuing to change, and this will be in front of us. Harry and Meghan also announced that they will visit Colombia at the invitation of the country's Vice President, Francia Marquez, to engage in activities related to fostering a safer online environment. At the end of it, it's pretty awesome that they're bringing awareness to such an important issue and speaking up for the children that need help.
Meghan and Prince Harry may have been working up until now, but things are looking a little rocky. Let's see why they may not be working together anymore. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have been working to build their own brand since they left the royal family in 2020, but they may have also been enjoying their more quiet life in California. But it looks like things are getting worse for the couple. After their Spotify exclusive agreement ended, tensions increased. Harry received criticism for his fame, and there were rumors that their Netflix partnership was in jeopardy. The Duchess and Duke of Sussex have persevered through many challenges and maintained their unity, as demonstrated by their Netflix series, appearances in public, and combined participation in the Invictus Games. However, it appears that their relentless pursuit of success on their own may be paying off, as a source claimed that the couple is not working together for the first time in a long time, with a growing rift purportedly forming between them. This has been such a challenging few months for Meghan and Harry, and the pressure they are under is immense. They feel they are constantly under attack. When they first left the royals, they had so much support, and that support seems to be dwindling over time, and they're facing increasing criticism. An informant asserted, reports OK. Harry has been really hurt by the backlash over his award nomination, and Meghan is still reeling over the Spotify axe, as she loved doing that podcast and she knows people want her to fail with her next project, so there's quite a lot of tension in the house at the moment. There's a growing rift between Harry and Meghan, caused by Meghan's increasing concern that her life is not going in the direction she had planned. That's what royal author Tom Quinn said in an interview with the Mirror US. She loves media attention and hates the fact that surveys suggest she and Harry are no longer of much interest to the American public. Harry and Meghan's Spotify project came to an end in 2023 when their Archetypes podcast ran for just 12 episodes. The pair declared that they mutually agreed to part ways with the industry leader in streaming services. Meghan signed a contract with Lemonada, a brand new, dynamic new podcast, in an attempt to recover. It appears to have encountered a problem though, since rumors say that its launch may be postponed until 2025. Harry recently came under fire for winning the Pat Tillman Award for his work establishing the Invictus Games, which he assisted in founding in 2014. This has added to the couple's difficulties. Despite more than 70,000 signatures on a petition asking ESPN to reevaluate the award, and in praise of Harry's incredible incredible efforts, the sports broadcasters stuck with their decision. Following their departure from the royal family, the pair also signed a 5-year contract with Netflix. However, it is unknown if this agreement would be renewed. In the meantime, Meghan is getting ready to debut her own Netflix series alongside her lifestyle brand American Riviera Orchard, a decision that has already drawn criticism from viewers. A presenter on Sky News expressed her opinion to viewers bluntly, saying, "It sounds bloody awful." Although Meghan's new business was revealed in March and had an official website, fans are still waiting for the products to be available. Tom further told the Mirror US, with rumors swirling that the couple's Netflix contract could be in jeopardy, coupled with the ridicule that met the launch of her online brand, Meghan feels very much under attack. There are concerns about whether they are genuinely operating as a single front when the pressure from their project starts to take its toll and grows. The insider revealed that they are both so hell-bent on proving everyone wrong that for the first time in a long time, of course they're incredibly supportive of each other, but they need to succeed to fund their extravagant lifestyle and they need the public support. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle may have projects in the works, but a source says a makeover is required for the growth of the Sussex brand. They revealed the royals have really turned things around and are very popular again, and Meghan in particular is determined for them to be #1. They know they can't go on like this as it's starting to affect their brand and they are going to make changes. The insider continued, however, they now have to show off their other talents to become the global success that they so desperately want, but they have a lot to overcome.
Meghan Markle won't be joining Prince Harry on an upcoming trip across the pond.
I hope you're caught up with the royal beef because this is a 20v1 against Meghan Markle, and now that she isn't visiting the UK with her husband Prince Harry, things could either calm down or the heat could be blazing. Let's check it out.
Use this fork, don't do this. It doesn't happen.
A huge sigh of relief has been expressed by Kensington Palace over Meghan Markle and her husband Prince Harry's decision to forego a trip back to the UK, according to a royal expert. On May 8th, the Duke of Sussex is scheduled to attend a special service at St. Paul's Cathedral to commemorate the 10th anniversary of Harry's groundbreaking sports tournament for former service members, the Invictus Games. Harry established the competition back in 2014. According to sources, when Prince Harry requested a meeting with his father, King Charles, the monarch reportedly replied with just 4 words: "If he is able." And since Harry is now anticipated to travel alone to England without his spouse Meghan,
Harry's coming back to England, Meghan's not.
A royal analyst asserts that sources at Kensington Palace, where Prince William and Princess Kate reside, are feeling a little relieved. I actually kind of feel bad for Prince Harry. Imagine making that many enemies in your own family and then traveling there without the one person who took your side in the beef. He's gotta be lonely.
I wonder what would have happened to us had we not got out when we did.
While her husband travels and attends the service to provide a reading, Meghan will stay in California in order to take care of the couple's 2 children, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. The Duchess will probably stay behind. Author and royal analyst Tom Quinn has discussed the Duke of Sussex's impending trip to England in an exclusive interview with The Mirror. Quinn also touched on Meghan's decision to skip the event. Harry has made 2 solo trips to the UK in recent months. The Duke visited earlier this year after learning that his father had cancer.
Look, I love my family.
Next week, Prince Harry will return to the United Kingdom for the first time since his sister-in-law Kate Middleton made public her cancer diagnosis. Quinn mentioned this when he said, "One way to get through all the challenges surrounding these family reunions is to take solace from the shock of Kate's recent cancer diagnosis. The shock of maybe losing someone Harry previously referred to as the sister he always wanted will likely cause him to act in ways that he did before getting married. William detests the idea of seeing Harry again," he continued. "It's not the same with Kate. She thinks it would be far less awkward to meet Harry as long as Meghan isn't present." Which is why, at Kensington Palace, there was a huge sigh of relief when it was confirmed that Meghan would not be accompanying her husband to the UK. That's what Quinn revealed in a bombshell. William and Kate have always said that Meghan had an impact on Harry's transformation from a lovely but rebellious youngster to an irate young man. Although Kate backs her husband, she still views Harry as a disturbed little child in need of attention and unwavering affection. The Princess of Wales made the heartbreaking video revelation that she was receiving cancer treatment back in March. Her voice cracked with emotion as she talked about the huge shock of the medical development and the incredibly tough couple of months her family had gone through. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle released a public statement despite their ongoing separation with the royal family, and some experts claim that they also spoke privately with the Prince and Princess of Wales. The Sussexes' public show of support at the time read, "We wish health and healing for Kate and the family and hope they are able to do so privately and in peace." Shortly after releasing their statement to the public, it was also claimed that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex had reached out to William and Catherine in secret. Harry has reached out to his brother, despite their differences, according to Chris Shipp, the royal editor of ITV. Using Twitter, Mr. Shipp disclosed Prince Harry has reached out to his brother, Prince William, after learning of Kate's cancer. Harry and Meghan have both been in touch with their brother/sister-in-law, but did so privately. It is not clear if that was a phone/video call or some messages of support.
Meghan Markle does not like Kate Middleton, and let me tell you, Meghan, the world has had enough. They just don't believe you much anymore, and this seems to be the end. The people are saying it's complete nonsense.
Just an amazing surprise.
And it seems like Kate has been the angel of the situation, but I just want to say, hold up one second. Do the people have a point? Let's take a deep dive into what one royal expert is saying about why Meghan Markle cannot stand Kate Middleton and how exactly the world should be reacting to this revelation.
It's hard.
According to a royal expert named Tom Quinn, Meghan Markle's feud with her sister-in-law Kate all started because Meghan felt that Kate should have supported her more when she was under heavy media scrutiny. The two used to be close and were often seen together with their husbands, Prince Harry and Prince William, as part of the Fab Four. What a term, eh? The Fab Four. Kinda lame. However, their relationship went downhill fast. Yeah, I'm talking fast, like Krusty the Clown riding a unicycle down Hollywood Hills. I don't know why I use that analogy, but it adds up. The sentiment is actually being blown up though since Meghan and Harry's decision to step back from royal duties in 2020, and of course, due to their controversial interviews with Oprah Winfrey and Netflix alike. Tom Quinn, our royal insider of the day, had the following to say. Rhymes. Meghan doesn't feel guilty about Kate because she feels that Kate should have been the one person in the royal family to back her up against every difficulty. Apart from anything else, Meghan knew Kate was an outsider, so she just couldn't understand why Kate always toed the royal line rather than supporting her. Meghan, the other outsider. And all I gotta say is, oof. Meghan saying that Kate was an outsider, I don't know. What do you guys think about that statement, Meghan considering Kate an outsider? Is Kate an outsider? And has there ever been a moment in time where Kate could have been considered an outsider? If so, then are they on the same level as Meghan? I mean, that is, of course, unless if you're born into the royal family, wouldn't everyone that isn't born into the royal family be considered an outsider? And there have been some crazy news bombs coming out of Buckingham Palace, but a royal family member dating another pre-existing royal family member just to make sure that they weren't bringing in an outsider would probably imply something extremely weird, if you get my gist. Anyways, Tom continued on saying that Meghan is thought to have been rocked by the news of Kate's cancer diagnosis, but unfortunately just can't see any way back to rebuilding a loving relationship. He also continued on saying that Kate's cancer diagnosis was a real shock for Meghan because she just can't see a way to patch up the relationship simply because it's just become so poisonous. She also doesn't want people saying that she's just trying to make things up with Kate because Kate is ill. Meghan still feels that Kate was in the wrong and should apologize before they try to build bridges. But hold up, because I want to know what the internet is saying. And it's time for my favorite segment here at FTD News, Pepe's Perspectives, where I, Pepe, react to you guys, the internet. This person says, to be fair to Meghan, Princess Catherine, or her public relations, should have corrected some of the fake stories about Meghan which happened to involve her. After all, they were family. And I just want to say, hold up. I'm not sure exactly what stories you're on about because I think a lot of the fake stories go both ways. Every way, all directions. What even is real anymore? This person says, royal expert Tom Quinn, what a laugh. Some gullibles take his gossip mongering as fact. He's clueless and writing for usual suspects, i.e. clueless but biased. Best to Harry, Meghan, William, and Kate. In a weird way, this comment is somewhat joyful. But aren't we all royal experts though? And on that note, here's a royal expert from the team here at FTD News, Jessica Chin King, speaking on the state of Meghan and Kate's relationship. She claims that whether or not Kate did stand up for Meghan, it wasn't going to stop people from hating and saying negative things. And even if she did stick up for Meghan, the people probably would have said things along the lines that are the same about Kate. He speculated that Kate and Meghan will actually probably make amends as time passes by, especially since Kate's cancer diagnosis. Here's what I'll say. Meghan does get a lot of negative attention from the media. In fact, some would say that Meghan actually only gets negative attention from the media. Meghan found a boy, though, that she fell in love with and married. Just like majority of the people in this world, the only difference being, of course, that the man that she settled down with happens to be ginger and a member of the royal family. Meghan Markle cannot stand the UK and she's never going back. But hold on a second, is that true? Because Harry is set to return to the UK at the beginning of May to attend a celebration of the Invictus Games.
Harry is due to come to the UK in May to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of the Invictus Games.
Royal historian Marlene Koenig does not believe that Meghan will be joining her husband on a trip to the UK anytime soon. In fact, she claims, "I don't think Meghan will be visiting the UK because I think she's done with that. And unless there is something major like a funeral, she's just staying in America and pursuing her acting career."
This industry is just so special, and I'm just thrilled to be back in it. And
Harry and Meghan's life just remains in the US, so there's just no reason for her to visit the UK. And Meghan hasn't been back to the United Kingdom, well, a little bit of time. In fact, since she left the royal family in 2020, I think the last time that she was there was back in 2022 for Queen Elizabeth II's funeral. And however, she didn't come back for King Charles's coronation last year. And now Harry's getting ready to go back to the UK again for a special service at St. Paul's Cathedral on May 8th. And whether Meghan will join him for the event is still up in the air. It's really not confirmed. But you can basically place your bets that she won't be attending. Harry was actually recently speaking to the media regarding how he feels about his return to the UK, in which he claimed, "Look, I love my family. The fact that I was able to get on a plane and go and see Charles and spend any time with him, I'm grateful for that." He added on saying, "My family and my life is in California. It is as it is. I have other trips planned and that would take me through to the UK or back to the UK, so I'll stop in and see my family as much as I can." To me, it sounds a little bit like deflecting the question, as one might say, and a little bit not loving. A different royal expert named Charles Ray, that's not King Charles, claims that she won't set foot in the UK ever again. I'm of the opinion that Meghan won't set foot in the UK ever again. I just don't think she wants to have her or anything to do at all with the country, claimed Charles. And it seems unlikely that Meghan will join Harry next month for those Invictus Games that I was talking to you about earlier. Because since moving to Montecito, California, she really hasn't made any trips back to the UK at all. And Harry is scheduled to return to the UK at the beginning of May for that celebration. And I just really, like I said, do not believe that Meghan is going to join her. I don't know, what do you guys think? I'll tell you what you guys think, because here's what the internet is saying. The people, the public opinion on Prince Harry, usually positive. In my favorite segment here on FTD News, Pepe's Perspectives, where I, Pepe, take a look at what you guys are saying. The internet. These people say, "We love Harry and the UK misses you." I'm just kidding. This person says, "Stay home, Harry. Never show your face in the UK again." This person said, "No reason Meghan Markle has to come with Harry and the children. Many fathers travel alone with their children, and I'm sure their nannies could go along and help." I can't tell if that's advice. It seems very, what's the word I'm looking for? Rude? So thank you for your opinion, fella. I think Meghan is going to take it, but with a little bit of a grain of salt. And the truth of the matter is that the reports are probably right. There really is no reason for Meghan to really consider a visit back to the UK, and according to royal insider Jessica Chin King, Meghan not returning to the UK might be because she can't. I highly doubt she is doing this to be malicious. She might just have to stay in LA due to other mothering responsibilities, because Meghan just can't catch a break when it comes to the media. And according to TikTok user Emmeline, Meghan would only return to the UK if it is to support Harry. So we have a little bit of some conflicting opinions here on whether or not Meghan actually would return to the UK, but I for one believe that if Meghan were to ever show face in the UK, the country would be a little upset. And I do believe that there's a scenario in which Meghan does eventually return to the UK, because let's be real, stuff like that happens. And just in terms of keeping Harry's family reunion dreams alive, maybe Meghan will support him and, go with him back to the lovely UK. But ever since Kate Middleton and King Charles have taken over all the news coming out of Buckingham Palace, perhaps Meghan and Harry actually have just been craving the spotlight, because let's be real, it hasn't been too hot for them recently. They've even been tied to the Kardashians, and they haven't had much success with their latest website marketing attempt, and all this stuff is going on, and it's bad press after bad press. So
Meghan Markle's father, Thomas, cannot stop going to the media to talk about his daughter's business. It sucks when you feel you can't trust your family. Meghan and her dad have been out of contact for over 6 years. I'm gonna walk you through some of the stuff her dad has shared with the media. Let's dive in. Meghan and her father have had a massive argument before Meghan's wedding to Prince Harry. Thomas was caught staging paparazzi photos before the big day, leaving Meghan devastated.
I want her to reach out to me.
Thomas sat down once again with the media to discuss his daughter, and he said he doesn't think he's going to hear from her at all. Speaking to the Daily Mail, he is now begging his daughter to end their feud. Thomas has never met his grandchildren, as they were both born after his fallout with Meghan.
This is a cruel thing to do to a grandparent.
This is such a tough situation for Meghan, and I truly feel for her. It's hard when you feel like you can't trust someone who's supposed to take care of you. Even spilling tea in this interview could be considered uncomfortable for Meghan and Harry. So, what was said? Let's get into it. Archie and Lilibet have made very few trips to the UK and don't have a close relationship with members of the royal family. Thomas said he finds it very sad that the youngsters are being denied the right to know their cousins. He said they should be given the chance to develop that special bond. He also said that Archie and Lilibet should be given the opportunity to take part in the royal events, such as trooping the colour, something he described as their birthright. Thomas also warned the youngsters will soon start asking Meghan and Harry questions about their family. He explained, it's inevitable that they will ask their parents why they have cut them off from both sides of the family. It's really funny that he's speaking about this, and not to be rude, but it kind of sounds like it's none of his business. TV host and Hollywood actor Bobby Del Rio was asked his thoughts on this. He said, family is complex, and fortunately, fame does not solve problems, it exacerbates them. Attention is a microscope. And when family dynamics aren't right, the media will shine a light on it. Hard to know exactly what's happening in the Markle family, but I believe family issues should always remain private. I agree with Bobby. And Thomas probably isn't making himself look any better to Meghan by doing this interview, let's be real. Thomas said he feels as though he is in the same boat as King Charles, who is also estranged from the couple.
And I think the king would like to see his grandkids as well.
Meghan's father expressed his deep empathy for the monarch, and he said he would love to speak to him. Thomas suggested Charles might have the same unanswered questions he does, and said neither of them deserves the treatment we've received. The former film producer pointed out that the king is currently undergoing cancer treatment, which would be the perfect opportunity for a reunion. In the interview, Thomas also admitted he didn't expect to make it to 80 years old, as he confessed Markle men never do. His own father, Gordon Markle, passed away at age 61. Thomas admitted that he found it strange that Harry never offered to meet with him before marrying Meghan. He pointed out that Harry had the resources to fly around the world, but didn't fly to America to see Thomas. Meghan has grown estranged from her father over the years, and the last time they spoke, he was in a hospital bed before her wedding. The pair stopped speaking after Thomas was caught staging paparazzi photos before Meghan and Harry's wedding in 2018. Thomas has opened up about the incident, admitting that he made a mistake, but has since apologized repeatedly. Thomas explained, Meghan was mad at me because I posed for some paparazzi pictures before the wedding. I was totally alone and being hounded. Meghan Markle is struggling to find staff to work for her company.
Meghan Markle is struggling to hire staff.
This is according to a royal expert. The Duchess of Sussex soft launched her new business venture early 2024. A new Instagram account emerged on the platform, with American Riviera Orchard unveiled to the world.
The Duchess of Sussex quietly announced her new lifestyle brand, American Riviera Orchard, with some cryptic posts on Instagram.
At the time of the soft launching her brand, Meghan posted an Instagram story teasing the brand's aesthetic with a short video trailer. She then took to the page and shared the brand's logo across a collage of 9 grid posts. But after distributing 50 jars of handmade strawberry jam to a curated list of famous friends, the brand's momentum has appeared to screech to a halt. And now royal author and expert Tom Quinn has claimed that Meghan is finding it difficult to find staff because she wants them to be full of their own ideas while also being compliant to her wishes.
A high tide raises all ships. You can really adopt that motto and understand it.
Speaking exclusively to the Mirror, Tom Quinn said one of Meghan's biggest problems when she lived at Kensington Palace was that she believed that staff should jump when they're told to jump. She doesn't have the ultra-polite, old-fashioned English habit of asking staff if they would mind ordering a pizza or ringing for car or organizing a lunch. He added, the result of Meghan's tough outlook is that she's having difficulties finding staff for her new brand. She wants them to be full of ideas on their own, but also do whatever she wants them to do at the snap of a finger.
It's really about dissecting and unboxing these labels.
Mr. Quinn went on to claim that Meghan has Absolute self-belief, adding, but to make her brand a success, she needs to take and accept advice and allow staff who know far more about these things to make some of the decisions. This is really difficult for Meghan as she's not a natural delegator. It isn't known when Meghan will hard launch American Riviera Orchard, with the website for the brand still only displaying the logo of the brand and the function to join the waitlist. The Duchess has gifted some strawberry jam to 50 influencers and celebrities, including Kris Jenner. But it seems that the brand has come to a standstill.
People within the industry be able to have the balance.
At the time of this video, Meghan and Harry have not commented on this at all. There are rumors that Meghan is quite hard to work with. She's been described as having a revolving door of employees. The Duke and Duchess have reportedly lost 18 members of their staff since becoming an official couple. Apparently, Meghan had faced a bullying complaint made by one of her closest advisors during her time at Kensington Palace. She was a difficult person to work for, according to the source, and was even nicknamed Duchess Difficult. A source described Meghan's behavior as more like emotional cruelty and manipulation, which I guess could also be called bullying. The Duchess of Sussex's lawyer, Jenny Afia, has cast doubt on the bullying accusations, which she claimed can be made very casually about career women and can be very damaging. She said the experiences she's had with Meghan have been positive and she can't see her as being a bully.